return back. Away they went with enthusiasm. Soon the first boy came back, and slowly carrying a branch of cactus, the elder smiled and said,
"My boy, you barely got started."
I like to think this boy is like a newly inducted Cub Scout. He has just barely started. An hour later, the second boy returned carrying a twig of sagebrush.
Well, you reached a higher level, but did not start the climb.
This boy is like a Cub Scout who has earned his Bobcat badge. He has progressed on his journey, but has not really started his climb. After another hour, the third boy came back. He held out a cottonwood sprig.
"Good,"
said the elder.
"you reached the springs."
This might represent a Cub Scout who has reached the first level of his climb and received his Tiger Cub badge. After a longer wait, another boy came back with some buckthorn. The elder smiled and spoke.
"You were climbing. You were up to the first slide rock."
This is like the Cub Scout who has progressed nearly halfway and is receiving his wolf badge. Later that afternoon, the fourth boy returned, carrying a branch of pine. To him, the elder said,
"Good, you went to the third level. Keep on trying. Next year you will surely reach the top."
Now the Cub Scout who has reached his Weeblo's badge and is in sight of the top. The sun was gone when the last boy returned. He approached the elder and held up his empty hand. He was radiant as he spoke.
"My leader, there was no trees where I went. I saw no twigs, no living things up on the peak. But far away I saw another mountain, beyond them the shining sea."
The elder's face glowed as she said,
"I knew it when I looked upon your face. It is written in your eyes, and it rings in your voice. My boy, you need no twigs for token. You have seen the glory of the mountain."
This boy who reached the peak is like the Weeblo Scout who has reached the top, the Arrow Flight Award. But beyond the top are the peaks of Boy Scouting that must be met and climbed to reach the shining sea beyond. Now the following Weeblo Scouts, will you please come behind the table where we'll start your ceremony. We're going to light the blue candle.
Candle represents the spirit of Cub Scouting, the spirit of giving goodwill and doing our best.
This white candle represents the spirit of scouting. We all promise to fulfill the Cub Scout promise and the Cub Scout motto of do your best. This yellow candle reminds us of that the spirit of Cub Scouting and Boy Scouting are one of the same. The spirit of the entire Scouting movement is one of the service high ideals and fellowship. Scout program. This is to remind us that there is more adventure ahead of us as we continue Boy Scouts, and to which us and our families love and walking the Scout Trail.
So we're not lighting this candle because it's a reminder that there's much more to come and that their journey is not over yet. That candle is not being lit yet. Now if we can have their families come up here. visited a Boy Scout troop and discovered the excitement that awaits you. Todd is going to pass out badges for you, and as your family hands them to you, think of the adventures that will come. He will also pass out pins to your parents. These pins are for your parents who have journeyed with you along this trail, and you need to think of all that your parents have sacrificed for you to do this journey.
It's Todd's first time.
Alicia likes to throw things at him.
Without telling you.
Keep smiling.
All right. And we're gonna. The Cub Scout Trail is full of traditions. As you learn as a bobcat, the skills you learn as a wolf, the choices you make as a bear, and the changes you experience as a weebles. The adventures that challenge you while working towards the hour of light. Think of the value of each badge you have earned. Each badge is a step-by-step adventure in your life along the scouting trail. Remember the value of each of your badges, because the value of your badges and all of your accomplishments in achieving this award will have this gift to present to you today. We've made an Arrow of Light plaque and an arrow for you, and Todd is going to present those to each of you.
Jonathan Thomas. Jacob.
Notice these plaques. These are something Alicia found online, and her and Todd took it upon themselves to cut each one of these out. Alicia in the wood shop, I don't know if it makes sense to me, but it works. Alicia's awesome with this stuff. Todd helped her. He's turned out great. I'm sure these boys are real proud of these guys. I know the parents can't thank them enough for all they've done for this. Thanks again, Alicia and Todd.
Yeah.